Are you vegan yourself?
Yeah, well, I've been 99% vegan for about 5 years.
99% vegan. So
Yeah,
what's your 1%?
Well, you know, stuff slips through the cracks now.
Like what? Tell me what slips through. We just get a bit of feedback from people we talk to. So you know all about AV, do you?
Yeah. I knew a couple of people in Newcastle when I lived there.
Right.
But I was never part of it.
Right.
I don't like the like showing people. I understand the message behind it, but I don't agree with like how you go about it by like showing the destruction. Obviously, it is destructive.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
I don't know. I don't see how it would like convince anyone.
Right. Are you vegan yourself?
Yeah, well, I've been 99% vegan for about 5 years.
99% vegan. So
Yeah,
what's your 1%?
Well, you know, stuff slips through the cracks now.
Like what? Tell me what slips through.
Well, I'm lactose intolerant, so it's
definitely not
like,
dairy and
it's
cheese.
Not dairy. It's like sometimes you know you have a pastry on holiday.
Yeah.
And like you know, just random stuff like that.
Right.
When I think you know I've been doing this a while, and I fancy a croissant. I'll have one.
Yeah.
Stuff like that. I don't try and judge myself too harshly on it.
Yeah. But I mean, why would you say you're 99% vegan? Why would you say that?
Because I don't think it should be. Well, I think it's very hard. Even though it's become a lot better in the last 5 years I've been doing it. I think it's very hard to harshly judge someone on being like 100%. In this like society where you know it's very difficult to still avoid like milk and eggs and meat.
I would have to disagree with you a little bit because because of people's intolerances, you've got to look on the back of the packet now, and it's in bold milk, eggs, you know. And I think you assume that veganism is a diet. Is that right?
No, I definitely do it for environmental reasons. I do it for the earth. You know,
what about the animals, though? This is why we're doing it. This is it. You know, I mean, environmental issues. Sorry to interrupt, but environmental issues and diet choices and the health benefits of a plant-based diet are completely separate. That's just a bonus. What we're trying to do is stop animal rights violations happening.
Right.
Now you're here in Manchester. What rights have you got?
I mean, I've got a lot of rights.
You can say what you want. You can call the government. You know, you can walk. You can go into a shop and buy what you want. You can do anything you want. Now, we don't want to give animals those rights. All we want to give to the animals who are born on this planet, just like me and you are, is the right to live their own lives in freedom. That's it. That's what it's all about. So when you say that it's just the 1%, maybe, it's like saying, I'll only pay for murder occasionally, but when I do, it's an accident. I mean, if you put it in a human context, if you accidentally killed a human every time you bought a croissant, you'd be thinking twice, wouldn't you? But because it's an animal, you seem to disregard it then. That's out the window. It's only a croissant, sod the animal, I'm going to have this croissant. That's basically what you're doing.
I totally agree, and I had this argument with myself 5 years ago, and every year subsequently. But I think there's. Do
you think it's just habit? Do you think it's just habit? You get up in the morning. I mean, tradition doesn't really trump ethics, does it?
But in terms of like, I'm already convinced. I know the meat and dairy industry are despicable, absolutely despicable. They should be completely abolished. They shouldn't be a thing. I would totally live in a society where that never happened, and you probably hear that. Everybody say that.
I mean, that's a great way to look at it. But what's sort of grinding me a little bit is the fact that you say you're 99% like you just that little bit of extra effort. Once you get used to it, when I mention habit, when I say habit, is like when you get up in the morning, I'll have my coffee, I'll have my porridge, and if someone said, well, porridge causes stress and death to animals, it'd be a habit, but then I break that habit because no, I don't want to be part of that. I'll change my habit. Then eventually it becomes normal that I have cornflakes instead of porridge.
But when you try, I mean, I've tried to do a lot of convincing people over my time. And if you say to people, you know, it's an absolute thing, you're either 100% vegan or you may as well not even bother.
Yes.
I think most people will not even bother, which is why, you know, I think...
What are you judging that on, though? How are you generalising
everything? I'm basing that on my own experiences and what I've read about online. And, you know, people... And, like, I've known many people who went vegetarian, vegan, and then, you know, woke up one day and with a hangover and being like, oh, I want a bacon sarnie. They have a bacon sarnie and they're like, right, that's it, I can't do it anymore, so I won't do it anymore.
Do you think it's because they don't actually look at the ethical side? And see, there's a lot of misconception that people think veganism is a vegan diet. And that's what we're trying to get rid of, because that is a big danger to us. Sure. And that is the reason that people jump off this. It's because they think it's a diet.
Do you think the word vegan, though, is got a very negative stigma?
Of course it has. Of course it has, yeah, because we're telling you not to do stuff that causes death to animals.
Yeah, totally.
Of course it's got a negative, because we don't want to hear that. We want our bacon butties. We want our sausages and eggs in the morning.
No,
do you see what I mean?
On the same page. I didn't stop because I didn't like the taste of it. This is what I tell people. I didn't stop eating.
No,
meat
not
because
at all.
I didn't like the taste of it. I stopped it because of the damage it's doing to our planet and our health. And you know, it's purely based on tradition.
I mean, when you say you went vegan for like environmental reasons, would you say the same about slavery? Would you say I want to abolish slavery because the ships are causing damage to the environment? Would that be the reason?
What do you mean? What's the connection between ships and slavery?
Right. So what we're saying is you don't want this done to animals because it's bad for the environment, not because of what it does to the animals. So let's say we've got the slave ships and they cause loads of global warming. Would you be against slavery just because of the global warming?
Slavery,
exactly. So why are you not against what we do to animals and rather favour towards the environmental issues? Do you see what I'm getting at?
I wouldn't say a favour towards the environmental issues. I would say it's an easier thing for people to understand when I try to explain it to them. It's because obviously everybody feels the mountain pressure of environmentalism. A lot of people don't feel the pressure of I want to save the animals. Like, And I used to work with animals. I used to volunteer at a demonstration historical farm which didn't kill any animals. It purely rescued them, and it was about like Anglo-Saxons, so it would be like goats and sheep, and it was purely a demonstrative farm on how they used them in historical times.
Did you have to pay to see those, go into those? So they're using animals for entertainment, and but what did they do with the animals?
Well, also they're using that money that they get for the entertainment purposes, which is purely just the animal living in the habitat of an enclosed. Sure, it's an enclosed space, but they're animals at risk and they're animals who need help to survive.
So was it a sanctuary first, and then this? I get that. I get that. So
it wasn't advertised as a sanctuary. It was advertised as it's attached to a museum, and this is how the animals.
I'm still a bit uncomfortable. I'm still a bit uncomfortable with that because animal entertainment is another thing as well. How do you feel about SeaWorld? Keeping the dolphins, and it's disgusting. And then we've got animal testing. We've got animals that have the skins ripped off them for fashion.
I don't use
so it's like it's not just food, it's not just environment. It's a whole broad scope of things, and we're just trying to stop people doing this and giving animals the right to their own autonomy, the right to their own life. Because they were born on this floating rock just like you was. Why are we taking their rights off them just for the sake of 5 minutes of taste pleasure, a nice jacket, some bleach that we can put down it's...
In your experience, because obviously your goal is to convince people to no longer use any animal products whatsoever.
Yes.
Is, in your experience, the best way by basically demonstrating the pain and torture animals go through? Or have you tried the environment way? Because you obviously sway more towards...
What's your name, by the way?
Richard.
Richard, my name's Dan. Richard, I'll use any way whatsoever So you're right in that. I will, if they want to go down the environmental issue, I will talk about the environment.
Yeah.
I will talk about how it causes the extinctions of millions of animals. It has done. It does so many a day get extinct through animal agriculture. I will talk about that. I will talk about the 85 billion land animals that are one of the biggest contributors towards global warming, methane. Yeah. So I will talk about that, but then I will bring it back down to the fact that in this industry is inherently cruel of using animals as products, as things, as it.
Yeah.
And that's what we're against.
Yeah.
The cruelty, this cruelty comes with us using animals. It comes with it. It's the thing they've got to do to have animals, a lot of animals on a small piece of land and stop diseases and stop fighting. And there's a lot of horrible things go on, but it's not the cruelty we're fighting, it's the fact that we're using animals. That's what we're trying to stop. Leave the animals alone.
Using them as a product,
we don't want to use them at all. We just, animals want to be over there in the fields. We be over here in our cities. Let's leave them at it. What we're doing, 65-70% of the arable farming land on this planet is used to grow crops to feed animals.
Yeah.
We're ripping the planet apart. We're chopping down vast swathes of rainforest. Just to feed animals that feed less people in return. Yeah. We're ripping the ocean beds by trawling massive nets across the ocean floor. 3 trillion fish a year, sea animals a year get. It's gone crazy. And there's only 7.5 billion of us on the planet.
Yeah, I mean, the only reason I stopped the Toady is because I worry that this type of content, like, I was converted by going on YouTube and watching videos of like abattoirs and like literally this stuff is what changed my mind initially, and the other stuff on top of it, like the environmentalism and all that, is just kind of the icing on the cake. But I just worry that for the majority of people that I've spoke to, it's a very flash in the pan kind of thing. Well, it's like all right, I'll stop for a month and then. Like this veganuary?
Well, veganuary, yeah. I mean, of course, you're going to get people who are going to come on board if they think it's a diet. If someone says, "Oh, it's really healthy to be vegan," well, it's not. I could live off chocolate and Coca-Cola, and that would be a vegan diet. Yeah. So we leave that out. We try and say, well, look, it's not about the diet. A whole food plant-based diet is one of the healthiest diets out there. Yes, it can reverse disease, stop disease, make you really healthy. Yes, but that's not what it's all about. And I think. People, once they see the truth, which is there in front of you, and people explain the truth. If someone had explained to me what goes on in animal agriculture, I think I would have changed a lot sooner in life.
How long have you
I've been nearly 6 years vegan now, and I'm 54 years old. So I've been eating meat most of my life, and I subscribe to the myth about dairy. I thought cows had to be milked. I didn't know they had to be forcibly impregnated. Yeah. I thought they ate grass and produced milk. It was a natural.
A lot of people don't know that.
They don't know that. So no, they may not go straight away, or they may not stick to it, but they will come back to it once they start realising that their choices will cause this type of like abuse and.
I hope it gets adopted more.
Well, we're growing
than it has been like over the last 5 years. I know it has been slowly growing, and obviously a lot of corporations, including like McDonald's now, which is an evil corporation.
I can live with McDonald's doing that. I mean, what we're supposed to do? You come to me now. How old are you?
26.
26, Richard. You come to me, and all your friends have gone to McDonald's. You've said you're vegan. You stand outside twiddling your thumbs. It's not great. It's not going to be very, very influential on you, is it? And you're going to be sat there thinking, do I really want to, and convenience is the biggest sort of wall that people seem to say to me. Oh, it's not convenient. Well, it is now.
Do you think that this kind of pressure should be put more on the corporations, or like McDonald's?
Well, the corporations are bending to it. I mean, there's money to be made in vegan food, in vegan stuff. So
I've always said it's voting with your wallet is like the most important.
Of course, especially in the Western world. Yeah, totally. Well, so can I give you one of these cards anyway?
Yeah.
There's 3 movies. You've probably seen these movies. If you put in Dan03, there's a little survey on there.
Okay.
Just put on what you thought about the interaction, whatever. Just spend 5 minutes on it. Have a look at the movies.
Yeah.
Some great movies on there, by the way, to have a look at.
I mean, my mind was already changed 5 years ago. I'll stop saying 99%.
I want you to be 100%. I want you to make that effort, because all you're saying to me when you say I'm 99%, I'd think, well, you're 1% murderer.
I mean, you only just met me. I'm like,
But that's what goes through my mind when I speak to you. Like,
no.
I only commit murder 1%, a little bit at the time. I just abuse animals a little bit.
The problem is you're definitely in the minority because
Of course we are.
99% of people would probably think, oh, at least you're only 1% normal. Like that's.
Well, the thing is though, the whole vegan movement is growing rapidly.
Yeah.
It's growing massively now, and it's growing bigger and bigger. And we want people to be on the right side of history because in a few generations, maybe not in my lifetime, but in a few generations' time, people are going to look back and say, "Fucking hell, man, you used to do that to animals." Wow.
Simon Amstell's documentary. I can't remember what it was called now, but he did a short movie on like 2040, us looking back on like
Yes.
and all the people, all the teenagers like crying about us like eating meat in the past.
Yeah.
Totally hit true to whole. It's like true. Totally
I mean,
true,
every justice movement has took time, and every justice, like we talked about slavery. When you look back, how barbaric was that? Yet it was a normality at the time.
Yeah.
You know, it was like
Totally.
we got cheap sugar, we got cheap cotton through these black slaves. Why would we give that up? You know?
Yeah, totally. And I mean, it took millennia for us to stop doing that, and
Yeah, of course. I mean, I think this is growing rapidly, and I think we're going to see a big change, especially with young people like you coming up and pushing it out. But listen, thanks for the chat.
Oh yeah, you are doing a fantastic thing.
Thank you.
Even if I think this is an abrasive way of going about it.
Yeah, well,
I
I mean, our philosophy is if it turns a couple of people to vegan philosophy, then it's a win. I don't think it's going to put anybody off and make people want to go and eat more meat by seeing what we do to it. So we'll see what happens anyway. Nice to meet you. Thank you. Cheers.
It's all about animal agriculture in the UK. And these are all legal standard practices that we're showing in the UK. Are you a meat eater yourself?
No, this is my first time here in the UK.
Oh, excellent. Wow. Where are you from?
I'm from Middle East.
Middle East?
Yes.
Oh, nice. Whereabouts?
Saudi Arabia.
Saudi Arabia. Wow.
Yes.
Wow. Are you enjoying it?
Yeah.
Yeah?
I'm enjoying.
Oh, good. Are you here just on holiday or?
No, I study here.
Oh, you study? Nice.
3 months and I will come back in Saudi Arabia.
Right.
I study English.
Oh, wow. Oh, cool. Very cool. Are you a meat eater yourself? Do you eat meat?
What?
Do you eat animals? Do you eat meat?
What about animals?
Do you eat them?
Yeah.
Yeah? Do you ever think about where it comes from?
Yeah, the fish and the... Okay, what animal you talk about?
Cows, chickens, fish.
Yes.
Yeah? Do you ever think about where it comes from? Slaughterhouses? Factory
Desert,
farms?
I think. In the desert.
Sorry?
In the desert.
In the desert?
Yeah.
In the UK though, when you go out to eat, when you eat meat, do you ever think about where it comes from? No? Do you know where it comes from? No? Do you want to have a little watch of the screen and we'll show you? So, for instance, do you eat eggs?
Yes.
Yeah? So, in the egg industry, these are male chicks here being macerated. So, when the chicks are born, they separate them, male to female, and the males can't lay eggs.
Yeah.
So the male,
Only the female.
yeah, only the female. So the males here, if you just come here, the males there are being put in a blender there. They're being macerated. They've just been born, as you can see, they're in their eggs there. They're male chicks being killed there. So when you buy eggs, you pay for this to happen to the male chicks. Do you think that's horrible? What do you think of that?
Very hard.
Yeah.
We in Middle East, we don't do like this.
No?
No.
What do they do in the Middle East?
Yeah, in the Middle East, we not do like this.
What do they do to the male chicks?
My uncle have what is mean?
A farm?
Farm.
Yeah.
My uncle have farm, and he bay the eggs. He took it one for one.
Yeah.
Not do like this.
No?
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah. But this is very hard.
Yeah. So these are broiler hens. Oh no, sorry. These are hens that are kept in the cages here. So these are egg-laying hens. Usually 5 to a cage. This is for egg-laying hens. I'm not sure what it's like in Saudi Arabia, but this is all in the UK. So when you buy products here, this is the industries that you support.
This is so mistake. Thank you.
Oh, thank you for talking. Yeah. Cheers.
Little kind of, such as the dog or the snake. Also in China, some people eat snake,
Yeah.
and I don't think they're.
So, do you think that would you say it's wrong to eat a dog?
Yeah.
Under what conditions you want to discuss?
Well, I want to say, what I want to say to you is, you've got the right to free speech.
I don't agree with it.
You can now go where you want.
I can't.
And so,
There's no restraining order on that.
no.
I'm not asking you to restrain your speech.
Yeah.
But that, you see, I don't eat animal products anyway.
Right. So you're vegan.
Well, I try